We're going to move on to racing.
Cool. Right.
Use that when I ask him about racing. Okay, let's move on to racing now. Excuse me. Let's move on to racing now on BetBright's 3-1. It's a big weekend actually for BetBright because we are sponsoring 6 out of 7 races on the Newmarket card, including the feature, the Aphrodite Stakes. Looks a decent race actually, decent field, look like they're set to go to post for it. So I'm very much looking forward to going over there. Connor, I know you're joining me, which would be good at Newmarket. So
yeah, looking forward to the trip. Learning a bit about horses from you, Dean.
Yeah.
So
you'll have all the
it's a
winners.
big day for me, big opportunity. Looking forward to learning about it.
Okay, good. We might skip you though for an opinion on the race, unless.
No, predictably, I don't have much of an opinion on the race.
Okay, Connor's not the biggest racing fan, but he has been known to back a winner when I've gone racing with him. Dermo, should we talk about the Aphrodite Stakes?
Yes, I think More Mischief wins it, Dean.
Do you?
Yeah, for Jed O'Keefe. Jed O'Keefe is on unbelievable form, probably the best form of his whole training career, I'd imagine. 7 winners from his last 13 runners. More Mischief was one of them. She won our 6 furlong race at Newcastle. She won it really, really well. She won at the end. She stayed on really well. It was also her comeback race for the year. Her last run before that was a stakes race over Galway last year. So clearly he's always thought she was a stakes horse. Now that race actually turned out to be quite a decent race because you had Almila in it, you had Morga who was second. It was quite a decent affair. So enough. She was just out of her depth really. This race, I don't think it's the same sort of grade at all. I think More Mischief is 7-1. I just think it's a very, very big price for a trainer in such good form, and clearly a horse that he's always thought was of this level. And you know what, she should kind of improve for that comeback win, and I just think she's a frightening price at 7-1, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it.
Pretty strong case. Gavin Favourite is trained by Hugo Palmer, local trainer of course to Newmarket. That's Afia. What do you like in the Aphrodite Stakes?
It's the obvious one that sticks out in the race. When you look at it, the one I came down on was Skiffle. Charlie Appleby trained for Godolphin. They're going quite well at the moment, Godolphin. They can't do no wrong. This was bred to be better than a listed race. It's by Jubawi. It's still relatively unexposed. Had a nice comeback run there. I thought it ran well enough, and I think it's double figures, 10-1. That'd do for me. It is a quite tricky race. Diarmuid's horse, I'd agree with what I said there, has a big chance as well. But yeah, I'd be willing to take a chance on Skiffle.
Okay, a horse you might not have picked out in the betting is Gallifrey. I don't know if you know much about this, but Lucy Wadham, pretty handy trainer when she targets her better flat horses. She's dual purpose. I thought this one bumped into a couple of nice horses last twice. Melodic Moon at Newmarket, and then TT McPhee before that, Sandown. 25-1. Looks like it's going to be an each way shape of a race. That'll be where I go for the Aphrodite Stakes. But it's actually not a bad racing card at all at Newmarket. That one, of course, will be on the TV. But Bossy Guess, one of my favourite horses this season, who's continued to let me down, is actually entered for the 350. So keep an eye on that. If it wins, you may not see me next week. I'll be in Barbados. But you can.
You're going to back him again, do you?
Can Skype me. I can't kind of feel like I have to.
Following him off a cliff.
I'm one of those people. I've fallen off cliffs. You can tell by my face. So that's what happens. So we talk about a couple of other races over the weekend. The Bathwick Tyres handicap at Newbury looks interesting enough. I thought Hunt Cup form might come to play here.
Liked in this was Johnny Barnes.
Yeah.
John Gosling horse rode by Adam Kirby, who we saw last weekend to such brilliant effect riding Harry Angel. He's such a brilliant jockey, and it's actually great to see him now being used by the likes of John Gosling, etc.
Yeah.
He was too long thought of as an all-weather jockey. I think he's much better than the crop of all-weather jockeys. He's a serious pilot, and he proved that last weekend. He learned such a lesson on Harry Angel. For Johnny Barnes, he's down to the exact same mark as he won a Group 3 at Deauville last year. I mean, that's fairly decent form. He was 8 in the Air Gold Cup over 6 furlongs last year as well. Stayed on really well under Rob Halvin, but just looked like he wanted a little bit more of a trip, and the 7 furlongs in Deauville on similar ground suited him very well that day. And I think over the exact same trip now again, over 7 furlongs, he wants this trip, and at 10-1 again, it's just too big a price for me to. Okay,
decent price pick there. What do you make of the race, Cam?
Yeah, I would agree with everything Diarmuid said there. He was the one that caught my eye too. Just basically the first thing that jumps off the page is look at the connections. John Gosden, 10-1. If you look further, then as he was off the same mark, it looks like they've targeted this race maybe, and he'll do for me.
Okay. I thought it was interesting that Hunt Cup form would be represented by Remarkable. Obviously, Ballet Concerto coming out and running a big race at the weekend. Also, my horse Bossy Guest lets it down often enough, but I think that form will stack up. He's a 3-to-1 chance. I thought he was a worthy favourite, but I prefer to back a horse at a bigger price if you guys are quite keen on it. So Johnny Barnes is an interesting runner there. There's a bit of jumping going on at the weekend as well over at Market Raising, the Summer Plate and the Hurdle there. Anything, Gavin, that you were going to pick out from those two races? It's nice to have a bit of summer jumping with a bit of quality in it.
Yeah, just thrown in. It keeps the National Hunt fans happy. This Hurdle, John Constable, he absolutely blew the field away in Haydock, wasn't it, last week? In the Swinton Hurdle. Yeah. He and it was coming for a long time. He always threatened to win a race like that, and that was probably on paper a stronger renewal than what he faces on Saturday. Yeah. And now I know he went up a lot for the win, but he looked like he could maybe back it up.
I thought he was worthy of a decent rise for that. He actually went close at Aintree as well, didn't he? Behind a really nice one. He bumped into one in Chesterfield.
The only danger
is Simpson won the Scottish Champion Hurdle, wasn't it? Yeah.
The only danger is maybe he's suited to more flat tracks as in Aintree and Haydock. Sure. But he could be just coming to himself as well.
It's a big prize.
At the price,
he's a big prize, price, and it's a big price, in fairness. So you can understand them rocking away at it as well. What about the Summer Plate? Of course, we're not that far away from Galway, so when we talk about the Plate, we might be thinking about that. But the Summer Plate comes first. Paul Nichols, I think, has the favourite in our Kalos, around 8-to-1 chance. This looks wide open, that.
Yeah, first of all, I actually thought Ebony Express would beat John Constable in the hurdle, to be honest.
Just assumed you were going to row in and agree.
No.
Okay.
Come on, Odin. We've done podcasts long enough to know that I'm very disagreeable. But I think Ebony Express gets bundles of weight here from John Constable. He's been a horse that actually looked like he was going to be very good. He beat Raven Black one day in a big handicap at Sandown. That is decent form. Yeah. He beat him well that day. Yeah. And I just think he should improve again, and getting all that weight, he's very, very interesting.
So we like the top of the market there in the top two. They're actually, Ebony Express is currently market leader, around 5-to-1, and John Constable around 7-to-1. So let's move on to the Plate then, and pick one out from there, Denmark.
I like Cup Final. I think they've been planning something with this horse since he's gone to Ben Haslam. Yeah. He's off a very low mark. He's a much better horse than this. I assume Richie McLernan will keep his association with the horse, but again, you never know. And I'm thrilled to see jumps back in, because I really found this flat season laborious the whole way through it. I can't wait for the jumps to come back. I can't wait for Galway, Gavin. Yeah. And I just think it's going to be very, very close.
Okay, so Cup Final then for Dermo is the pick there. Ben Haslam's horse could well have been teed up for an effort in this Summer Plate. What do you like, Gavin?
It is completely wide open. You do well to get the winner of this. But I like the Nicky Henderson Days of Heaven. It's progressive, and he looks to, it could have been he's progressing into it nicely, and it's usually a progressive horse that wins it rather than one that has been set out for a target. An improving horse through the summer, and it'd do for me, but I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, a couple of bigger prices that caught my eye. Definite Future. I've got big time for Kerry Lee as a trainer. I thought they run well, and the Skeltons, who can't do anything wrong really when targeting such races, just hit the crossbar with Shelford last time, and I thought that one would run well, but I think you could throw a few darts and perhaps miss the target there. But yeah, it's good to have a couple of decent jump races on the card as well at the weekend, as well as the BetBright Day, of course, at Newmarket. So we'll look forward to that. Now, Conor, you've been very quiet, which is fine. We understand that, but
I'm a man of few words, Dean.
Well,
that's not true.
I might throw a topic at you, to kind of just wind us down now after all that sport chat, and something that has become quite close to my heart, actually, in my household, is Love Island.
It's our turn to be quiet, Gav.
Yeah, well, I suppose I've been a big fan of Love Island, as you know, for its previous season and the whole way through this one. Yeah. Wide open, obviously, coming into the last few couples, but I don't know. I reckon Chris and Olivia, despite their ups and downs, might get there. Marcel and Gabby probably the favourites, but we'll see.
It's who holds their relationship together longest, isn't it?
It really is. But I think Love is the real winner, Dean. Yeah. At the end of the day.
On that note, I think we should probably wrap up BetBright 3-1.
Oh,
Love is the winner. Hopefully, we found a few winners this weekend. So have a great week and good luck.
Bye.
Bye.